Hi, my name is Lou Della Rosa. I'm the incoming president of ACDA Western Region, and I want to share an uplifting message of hope. At the recent Chorus America virtual conference, I attended a mini session entitled Leading in Times of Crisis, presented by Nadine Wethington. Nadine is a leadership consultant, a musician, and a registered nurse. She gave a brilliant, concise presentation that explored what it means to be a leader in these times. Nadine provided tips on keeping a team engaged and being purposeful about your mindset. It is to that last topic that I asked Nadine to share a story that resonated with me. As we meet our choirs for the first time after summer, either face-to-face or virtually, we are the ones who will shape our environment. It is vitally important for all of us to remember the moral of the story that Nadine shares with us today.
I would like to tell you a story, as Lou mentioned, and it is actually a fable, and it is entitled The Carrot, the Egg, and the Bean. If you take 3 pots of water, large pots, soup-sized pots, and put them on your stove, fill them with water, and set that water to boil. And when it comes to a rolling boil, if you take that carrot, a beautiful fresh carrot dug from the garden with the green leaves on top, and you put it in the water and you let it boil. And then if you take an egg, a fresh organic egg from the farm, beautiful shell, brown shell. You know how firm and solid those eggshells are. And you put it in the second pot of boiling water. And then if you take a coffee bean, roasted or otherwise, and you put it in the third pot of water. And if you allow those pots to boil, in fact, you can leave the kitchen and allow that rolling, boiling water to cook these 3 elements that we are all familiar with. And then in a half hour or an hour and a half, you come back and you look into the pot. There you will find a carrot, an egg, and a bean. But let's think about this for a minute. You put a carrot in that first pot and it was crispy. I mean, it was really firm. It had beautiful green leaves on it. When you take it out of the pot, it will probably not be like that anymore. It will have changed color, probably be quite brown. The green leaves will have wilted and maybe even fallen off the carrot and be in little pieces. And the carrot will have lost its firmness and its structure, and it will be, frankly, mush. If you then take the egg and you peer in the egg pot, and you take that egg out of the water, you will see an eggshell that has cracked wide open, and the white of that egg, which was healthy and vital when you put it in the pot, is now boiled, rubbery, probably has exploded out into the pan. We've all done this. We've made hard-boiled eggs when they've exploded, and the white of the egg goes out into the pan. And if you look at that egg, it is misshapen, it's rubbery, it's hard, it has totally changed its character as a result of having been boiled. If you then go into the third pot and you peer in there and pull out that coffee bean, what you will find is a bean that looks exactly the same way it did as you put it in the water. Exactly the same way. It hasn't changed a bit. What's changed is the water. The water has not only turned a color, but it has a wonderful aroma. And for those of you that like coffee, you have made coffee. It is essentially what you have done. You have 3 vital elements of our diet. We use them all the time: the carrot, the egg, and the bean. You have subjected them to the same experience, and yet all 3 of them have come out differently. The carrot turned to mush. It literally could not withstand the pressure, and it just collapsed on itself, and it became old and mushy and no longer even looks or tastes like a carrot. The egg became so brittle that it exploded and it's basically unusable because it is so rubbery. The bean, on the other hand, changed the water. It smells like a wonderful pot of coffee. There is an aroma to it. And yet they were all exposed to the same elements, the heat of that boiling water. I would like to suggest to you that we are like the carrot, the egg, or the bean. We are exposed to elements, especially right now, very stressful times, especially for musicians and choral organizations. We're all exposed to the same thing, but each of us is going to respond differently. I would encourage you to try to be more like the bean. Do not let the environment change you. Rather, if you deliberately set out to be solid and strong, to lead your organizations well, and to change the environment that you find yourselves and your choruses find themselves, that is a masterful way to be successful in a critical time. So it's easy to talk about how to change the environment. Easy. I'm not going to be affected by the environment. I'm just going to stand here, be like the bean. No, that's not how it works. But there are some things that you can do deliberately, proactively, to manage your environment and to change it so that it does not change you. First of all, and frankly, you'll see this is pretty much all about you, I'm going to suggest that you should manage your energy. Show up, give your best, and relinquish your attachment to the outcome. You cannot control the outcome right now. You cannot. All you can do is show up, give your best, and allow the outcome to occur for you. Secondly, shift your lens. If you feel that this time is an adversity for you, and if you feel negatively about it, that is how the environment will affect you. It will affect you negatively. If, on the other hand, you can shift your perception to view this experience as an opportunity for your organization, you're never going to go back to the way you were. Even when COVID is gone, even when other social pressures are relieved in our society, our organizations will never go back to the way they were. So if you can structure your decision making and your leadership in a way that looks at this as an opportunity, and if you can communicate that to your choruses, to your boards, to your faculty members, whoever it is that you are working with, you have given them a great gift. You've given them the gift of hope. Third, if you can find a sense of purpose now, you can have the chance to change the environment instead of being changed by it. This is easier said than done, but what I'd like to ask of you is this. What gives your life meaning? What is your personal why? What is it about the work you do that you find meaningful? Look for the linkages between the challenges we are finding in our environment now and your larger purpose in life. This is where you will find your success, by bringing that wholeness to your work and to your life. And lastly, be purposeful about all this. Be mindful. Look up in the literature many, many different ways that you can express and experience mindfulness and develop your mindfulness strategies, because your personal intention and mindfulness will help you be resilient. The coffee bean, I want you to understand, was actually resilient. And that is the secret to your success. Engage the people around you, manage your energy, shift your lens as appropriate, find a sense of purpose and meaning in what is happening in your life, and link the two together. And be mindful and intentional about every decision and every action you take. Your organizations will thank you. The community will thank you. The world will appreciate you and your contributions. It's great to talk to you, and I wish you the very best.
Thank you for your generosity of spirit to make time to share that uplifting message with us, Nadine. To those watching, I hope you will draw inspiration from this message to create an environment of positivity with your choir, and, paraphrasing Gandhi, to be the change you wish to see in your ensemble. Thank you.